Did you state that you had a threesome with your husband and your boyfriend?
Yes, I did. And Scotty did it because he loved me, and I did it because I love John.
What in God's name?
And my mom, she was devastated. She was crying and she was uncontrollably this and that, but I felt nothing. I didn't know this person, and how, how can I be sad for somebody that I don't know and that I don't know for sure if it's my father?
At the time, I didn't know her government name. Only thing I knew was
He's
Poop.
lying.
I never knew her.
You've been sleeping with her for 4 months and don't know her name.
Not even her government name.
You sound about crazy, Mr. Boston.
Pookie.
Thank you.
Brace yourself. Mr. Johnson is about to spill the tea. He expresses his doubts about the paternity of his fiance's daughter, Camilla, suspecting she might be his ex-boyfriend's child. He reveals the stakes are high. If his fears are confirmed, he plans to end the relationship and walk away permanently. Just wait until you hear Ms. Quintero's side of the story. It's a doozy.
Now, you are convinced your fiance's 8-month-old daughter, Camilla, was fathered by her ex-boyfriend and not you. If the DNA results prove your deepest fears are true, you say you plan to leave her and never look back.
Now, it's Ms. Quintero's turn to throw her cards on the table. She acknowledges the possibility of another man being the father, but expresses hope that this is not the case. She highlights Mr. Johnson's emotional and physical presence in their daughter's life from the start, believing he is the biological father. Buckle up, Mr. Johnson's backstory is just around the corner, and it's quite the roller coaster.
Ms. Quintero, you agree there is indeed a possibility that another man fathered your child, but say you're hoping it's not true. You claim your fiance has been there for your daughter since day one, and you believe in your heart she is his biological child.
Hold tight as Mr. Johnson takes us on a trip down memory lane. He details his relationship history with Maria, including their on and off interactions and how they reconnected. His narrative provides a backdrop to his current doubts regarding his paternity. And just when you think you've heard it all, the pregnancy bombshell is about to drop.
Maybe 3 years ago, I met Maria at my job. My ex-girlfriend brought her over there. First time I seen her, I fell in love, I'm not gonna lie. She had a boyfriend at the time, and I had a girlfriend at the time, so I never really talked to her. A few months went by, and me and my girlfriend broke up. So happened her and her boyfriend both broke up.
Get ready for a twist in the tale as Mr. Johnson recalls a pivotal evening. A crucial moment occurs when Mr. Johnson describes receiving the unexpected news of the pregnancy during a casual gathering, which he found shocking and disorienting, further complicating his feelings and relationship with Ms. Quintero. Up next, Ms. Quintero weighs in, and her version is sure to turn heads.
We were having a little get-together, we're drinking, just having fun. I tell her right away, hey, I gotta call you. I can't talk like this right now, I'm a little drunk. They just caught me so off guard. It was really
So you say it caught you off guard when she said she was pregnant. Expect her to say it wasn't a possibility, or you didn't think you were the father?
I wasn't expecting her to say it. We just started talking for 2 weeks, and just like that.
Take a deep breath as Ms. Quintero sets the record straight on the timeline. She offers her perspective on their relationship's timeline, specifically addressing the day she found out about her pregnancy and the role her ex played during this period. This adds layers to the ongoing paternity and relationship doubts expressed by Mr. Johnson. The plot thickens with the conception timeline discussion coming right up.
We had planned to go look for an apartment the day before. It was my first apartment. I was really excited about it. The next morning, he didn't answer. So I called him twice, he didn't answer. He didn't even hit me back up. Go look for apartments. He was more than happy to go look for apartments. And then that's when we started talking again. It's not that I was just like, oh, he can't come with me, let me go try him. No.
Fasten your seatbelts for the calendar evidence showdown. The discussion shifts to the timing of their daughter Camilla's birth and the periods of intimacy with both Mr. Johnson and her ex, which is crucial for understanding the paternity context. The calendar evidence is introduced, marking significant dates that could influence the paternity outcome. Just ahead, Mr. Johnson opens up about his feelings and doubts.
My daughter was born November 6, 2013.
What are you holding?
I just had the calendar, and February was the month when she was with her ex.
Your daughter, Camilla, was born on the 6th of November.
Yeah.
Outlined in green is the time Ms. Quintero was intimate with her ex.
Yes.
Prepare for an emotional roller coaster as Mr. Johnson reflects on his challenging journey. In a reflective moment, Mr. Johnson discusses his emotional turmoil and the reasons behind his decision to stay involved during the pregnancy and birth, despite his uncertainties and the relationship's volatility. The emotional stakes are high, and soon we'll dive into the deep end of their relationship issues.
I told him since day one, you can take a DNA test. Since day one, I've told him. Since I got pregnant, I was like, you want to take one? Go ahead. You wait till now? I don't know. I feel like it's because he just wants to know if it's his or hers so he can just start going doing his own thing.
Oh, you feel like he's trying to use it to get off the hook from the whole relationship?
Pretty much.
Things are heating up as Mr. Johnson discusses how paternity doubts creep into their arguments. As the relationship's dynamics are further explored, Mr. Johnson admits that his doubts about Camilla's paternity sometimes emerge during arguments, especially when accusations about infidelity are involved. The courtroom is about to be rocked by the DNA results reveal. Get ready for it.
He denies her. It's just like, you did wrong. Are you trying to just push it on me? Like, you know, she might not be mine because you just got caught talking to another girl.
When you have relationship issues and he gets caught talking to girls or anything like that, he'll throw this up in your face.
Yeah.
I brought it up plenty of times. There'll just be times I'm like holding her and I'm just like, man, you just don't look like me.
Everyone lean in. The DNA results are about to make their grand entrance.
8-month-old Camilla Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you are her father.
Buckle up for this wild ride. Mrs. Gellenser presents her unique case to Judge Lake, claiming her husband fathered her son, Richard, while her boyfriend fathered Richard's twin sister, Raylan. The complexity of the situation, involving both a husband and a boyfriend, sets the stage for a dramatic courtroom discussion. You'll be glued to your seat for what's coming up next.
Your husband fathered your 8-month-old son, Richard, but you also believe your boyfriend, Mr. Stacy, fathered your son's twin sister, Raylan. Mr. Ramey, you state there is no way you fathered either one of your wife's twins and intend to prove that today.
You can't make this stuff up. The emotional turmoil for Mrs. Gellenser is evident as she explains the chaos in her life since discovering she was pregnant with twins. Her belief that the twins have different fathers based on their conception dates adds another layer of complexity to her already tumultuous personal life. Brace yourself. The plot thickens.
Just everything's been upside down, not knowing with the twins.
And now you believe your fraternal twins have 2 different fathers.
They possibly could have 2 different fathers.
Wow. Mr. Ramey,
Yes, Your Honor.
you don't believe you fathered either one of your wife's children.
Your Honor, I do not with these twins. They don't resemble my 2 biological children that I have.
Here's where it gets spicy. The narrative takes a turn when Mr. Ramey, Mrs. Gellenser's husband, acknowledges having sex with her in a bathroom while their boyfriend was in another room. This revelation underlines the tangled web of relationships and infidelity that defines this case. You won't believe what's up next. It's a total mind bender.
Do you remember that day, Mr. Ramey?
I remember the day, Your Honor. I don't really remember it exactly as she told this story, but Samantha were married.
But do you remember having sex with your
Yes.
wife in the bathroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
With her boyfriend in the bedroom playing video games?
I don't know what he was doing, Your Honor. I just know that what her and I were doing.
The stakes are high in this chapter. A dramatic moment occurs when Mr. Stacy, the boyfriend, discovers Mrs. Gellenser and Mr. Ramey together and decides to leave the scene, highlighting the emotional and interpersonal conflicts among the parties involved. Hang on, because there's more drama just around the corner.
And he said, I can't do this, and he walked out. And when he walked out, we got finished. He left with Keisha.
You got finished. You finished the act?
Yes, Your Honor. I was addicted to John.
Mr. Stacy. So you knock on the door, you there laying floor, and Mr. Ramey laying something else. You knock on the door, what happens? Tell me what you remember.
Knocked on the door, I heard them, I said I was done, and I walked out.
Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions. Mrs. Gellenser's candid admission that she had sexual relations with both her husband and boyfriend within the same day further complicates the paternity question, underscoring the moral and ethical dilemmas presented in the case. The aftermath of this revelation is absolutely riveting.
Oh, right after you have sex with your husband, you have sex with your boyfriend?
Not right after. I mean, it was that evening that it happened. Scotty had left the next day, said he was going to his mom's. He thought about it, he couldn't do it, and then I went and picked John up and brought him back to the house.
And have sex with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
So within the span of 24 hours, you've had sex with your husband twice and your boyfriend once?
Yes.
Did that really just happen? In a shocking twist, Mrs. Gellenser admits to having a threesome with both her husband and boyfriend. This admission throws the courtroom into disarray and brings the issues of loyalty, betrayal, and the complexity of human relationships into sharp focus. Fasten your seatbelts, because the revelations keep getting wilder.
Did you state that you had a threesome with your husband and your boyfriend?
Yes, I did. And Scotty did it because he loved me, and I did it because I love John.
What in God's name? Now you could have twins with 2 different fathers. How does that feel?
It's heartbreaking that my children are going to have to pay for my mistake. It's not fair to him, and it's not fair to Scotty, and it's definitely not fair to the twins because they didn't ask for their mother to lay on her back.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. The climactic revelation of the paternity test results declares.
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Stacy.
Buckle up, because the courtroom drama is just starting to heat up. Judge Lake sets the stage by introducing the pivotal question of the case: whether Mr. Otis, who tragically died in a fire, is indeed Autumn Chinglong's biological father. This kicks off the emotional roller coaster and sets up a myriad of complex familial issues waiting to be untangled. Get ready, because the emotional twists are just getting started.
Chinglong, you claim you've never had a chance to know the man you believe is your father because he was tragically killed in a fire. You claim you've struggled for many years because your mother, Ms. Barabee, never established paternity for you as a child. You are here today asking for the results of a paternity test to determine if the alleged dad, Mr. Otis, is your biological father.
Things really take a turn as Autumn unleashes a torrent of emotions. She passionately accuses her mother, Ms. Barabee, of creating an unstable childhood due to unresolved paternity issues, which paints a vivid picture of her emotional turmoil and the social impacts she's faced. This point brings the personal stakes into sharp relief, highlighting the deep emotional burden Autumn carries. And just when you think you've caught your breath, the next moment ramps things up even further.
Is your mother really to blame for all of this?
My mother is absolutely to blame. I was born to the most irresponsible, selfish, immature person in the world. She already had a 3-year-old when I was born in the same situation, not knowing who all there was as well. So my mother should have known better, not to be sleeping with multiple people at the same time.
Just when you think it couldn't get more intense, the plot thickens around the paternity mystery. During a pivotal exchange, Autumn and her mother Valerie grapple with the significant implications of Mr. Otis not being on the birth certificate. This highlights the tangled web of legal and emotional issues surrounding posthumous paternity establishment. Brace yourself, because the courtroom is about to be rocked by even more revelations.
We had moved back to Sacramento, California, which is where I was born and where we're from. She had told me, hey, you're finally gonna get to meet your dad. I was 10 years old. Whenever we would try to contact him, turns out he had passed away 2 years earlier. And my mom, she was devastated. She was crying and she was uncontrollably this and that, but I felt nothing. I didn't know this person, and how can I be sad for somebody that I don't know and that I don't know for sure if it's my father?
As the narrative unfolds, another emotional bombshell drops, revealing missed life-changing encounters. As the case progresses, the intensity of the emotions crescendos with Autumn, revealing she never got the chance to meet her father due to his untimely death, shedding light on the profound pain and missed opportunities that haunt her. The story deepens, so hang tight as more emotional layers are peeled back in the following scenes.
It was such a big blow that whenever I was finally going to get the chance to really meet him, know that he had died already.
Ladies, we have some other witnesses that I would like to hear from. Here in the witness stand, right there, please. And Jerome, I need you to please go get Ms. Myers with her son, Mr. Otis.
Go up here to the left. Go in first. Goes in second.
Now, this is your potential grandmother and your potential uncle.
Just when you think you've seen it all, Autumn recounts a fleeting yet poignant family reunion that happened years after her father's death. She shares her brief but heartfelt interactions with her potential family members, expressing deep regret over lost time and missed familial connections, which stirs the pot on the themes of identity and belonging. As the family dynamics continue to unfold, get ready for the emotional punches to keep rolling.
I did get to meet them when I was 10 years old after James had passed away. We got in contact with them, came to pick me up. He drove me and James's son. We all went up to Kathy's house for Thanksgiving, and I had a wonderful 2-3 days with them. These people should have been in my life.
It's not my fault. We always try to call
family.
Our lawyer contacted them in 2006. Kathy's never changed. I don't know if it's because she got sick in the same house.
The only reason she's ever wanted a test after Social Security reason.
As we edge closer to the crux of the matter, the tension in the courtroom is electric. The session approaches its climax as Judge Lake prepares to reveal the results of the DNA test.
Mrs. Chinglong, James Otis was your father.
Are we rolling cameras? This thing is just getting started. The case kicks off as Jerome ushers in the case of Boston versus Murphy. The judge gives a hearty welcome to everyone, setting the scene for a paternity squabble that promises more twists than a pretzel factory. Buckle up, we're just getting warmed up.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Boston versus Murphy.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
You've got to be kidding me, right? Mr. Boston firmly denies fathering Ms. Murphy's 10-month-old son, Tristan, armed with what he claims is rock-solid proof. He's baffled by the mere suggestion of his paternity, given his fuzzy memory of the night in question. Just wait, it spirals from here.
You have dragged the defendant into court today because you say you have undeniable proof that there is no way possible that you are the biological father of the defendant's 10-month-old son, Tristan. Ms. Murphy, you say that you are tired of Mr. Boston's lies and you want him to stop denying that he's Tristan's father. You believe the DNA results will be your today.
What on earth is happening now? In a pivotal turn, Mr. Boston scratches his head, trying trying to recall any romantic escapades with Ms. Murphy. Meanwhile, she's adamant about their frequent sleepovers, challenging his claims of an innocent relationship. The plot thickens. Stay tuned.
You know, I don't remember even doing that with her.
Lie.
You don't remember having sex with Ms. Murphy?
He's lying.
Why
He was at my house
that?
all the time, every day, every night in my bed.
It is your assertion to this court that you've never been in a sexual relationship with Ms. Murphy?
I mean, I'm not denying it like that, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so what are you
He's
saying?
lying. He's lying, Your Honor. See?
Seriously, what's up with this guy? Judge puts Mr. Boston's truthfulness under the microscope after he flips his story from denial to protected encounters. The inconsistencies are as clear as day. Trust me, you'll want to see what's up next.
You said you gotta have sex to have a baby.
Exactly.
You're saying you didn't have sex, but you did.
Right.
Now you're saying you used protective.
Yes.
The credibility is shot. You all were not boyfriend and girlfriend.
No.
Yes, we were.
No,
Oh,
we was
my
not.
Yes, we were.
No, we
So
was
wait,
not.
now
Yes,
you
we were.
Mr. Boston, you say you weren't in a committed
Yes, we were.
relationship.
No.
Yes, we were.
She done turned the friendship into a whole marriage.
OMG. Like, for real, really? No.
Can this get any more tangled? Ms. Murphy accuses Mr. Boston of being a regular in her home, hinting at a less than platonic relationship, while he downplays the whole thing as casual hangouts. The accusations fly faster than a speeding bullet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
He's
She
lying,
would
Your
call me
Honor.
and
He's
beg me
lying.
over there
He's
every other
lying.
night.
He's lying. He was at my house
Sometimes I came
every night,
'cause
spending the night
sometimes
sleeping
I
in the
came,
same
stayed over there
bed.
alone, kicking it with them. Stayed over time, and my mom was asleep, so I couldn't get in her house. So yes, I did spend a
It
night
was
over
an
there, and I
everyday
slept
thing.
on her
It was
float
an
in her living room.
No, lying. You
Yes,
slept
I
in my
have.
bed. You slept in my bed.
Now this is a game changer. They clash over whether protection was used during their encounters, with Ms. Murphy puncturing Mr. Boston's claims of always playing it safe. The stakes are high, and the truth is elusive. Keep watching. It's about to get even juicier.
He's lying, Your Honor.
Because it
He's
wasn't
lying.
a lot of times, Your Honor. It was
never
not
used
a lot of
protection.
times.
Never.
But it only takes one time to make a baby.
Exactly.
Why would you lead in this courtroom with a statement that says you gotta have sex to make a baby? Yes, you do, and you did.
Yes, I did, Your Honor. I apologize about that.
How did it go?
When I moved to Danville, I bumped into Mr. Boston. We exchanged numbers.
Wait, did he just smile? Ms. Murphy recounts how Mr. Boston initially reacted joyfully upon learning of the pregnancy, a stark contrast to his current stance of denial and distancing. The narrative flips and flops like a fish out of water. The drama escalates, so don't go anywhere.
I
He
found
rubbed my
out-
belly and
I
everything. He
found
was
out
smiling
that
and
She
everything.
was pregnant in the process of me being
No,
over a
no,
family member's house.
no.
That family member came in the house and told me, well, you know somebody named Therese? At the time, I didn't know her government name. Only thing I knew was
He's
Brooke.
lying. He's
I never
lying.
knew
You've been sleeping with her for 4 months and don't know her name.
Not even her government name. Only
You
thing I
sound
know
about
was
crazy, Mr. Boston.
Bookie.
Thank you.
You won't believe this plot twist. Just when you think you've got a handle on it, Mr. Gregory enters the scene, throwing another potential paternity puzzle into the mix. The courtroom's atmosphere thickens with tension and intrigue. The next part is a real doozy.
We've determined that you, in fact, have had relationship with Ms. Murphy.
A sexual relationship.
Just a sexual relationship. Take me back to the day Ms. Murphy told you she was.
She texted me on Facebook and told me she was pregnant. I never talked to her again. Like, deleted everything. So I blocked her. So basically, I blocked her.
You got a message on Facebook that she was potentially pregnant by you and you deleted her?
Blocked it.
He blocked me.
This is absolutely bonkers. Ms. Murphy stirs the pot by placing Mr. Boston on child support without solid proof, drawing sharp criticism from the judge who demands more responsibility and clarity. The end game approaches, and it promises to be a blockbuster finish.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Gregory, you are not his father. The next results read as follows. It has been determined by this court, Mr. Boston, you are not the father.